of their success that they found on Dust2. So moving into this map, they're going to have to reciprocate that into day 2 against Renegades.
All right, so Isurus CT side scatter themselves. They are doing a fast cat. It does look like 1962 is going to be up there. And he hears the players crossing long doors, so he has the intel to his teammates, that being Reversive as well as Noxy, that are inherently defending this site. They've got Reversive at the car. And Renegades right now are a little hesitant about this. They haven't seen anybody. They've got some utility. Flashbangs are not going to go up and over. They're going to use the smokes to cross the top side. It's going to be up to Reversive right now. Solo-handed. Gets himself one, that being Smooya, as it's a 4 versus 4 right now. The retake already well underway. You've got CTs, all hands, showing up and ready to make their effort. They're going to boost up over to try and see over top of this smoke, but it leaves a couple players isolated, and the boost has been spotted. Meyer now down to 9 HP after catching a 9mm in the
There you go. Max, being the final member left, does have himself in a pretty decent situation, but running out of ammo will be Azza taking him down. But yeah, Dallas, as you were mentioning, Renegades moving very quickly within that pistol round, taking over long. Isurus really just being swarmed, not being able to hit their shots right off the bat. And when you're going up against Glocks, I mean, the thing is, when you're so close to them, it's got to be those one-shots. You got to be able to connect right away, or those Glocks are just going to spray you down, and that's exactly what happens. There's Renegades pick up that round fairly convincingly.
Yeah, I think it was Jacob, right, that got the 4K on the round. So Jacob doing a lot of work. Oh, ouch. Max catches a 50 damage scout shot through the door. Now this is a force buy from Isurus. And the Renegades right now are a bit split, but they want this mid control one way or the other. They take the safer route and come in through the tunnels. And then they use a Molotov to clear out their closer angles. Noxy would be very unwise to re-peek this. He's got players that are set up and ready to fight him, that being Jacob. Reversive on Catwalk, though, might be able to do some damage here himself as well. But as that Molotov is extinguished in mid, Reversive, point-blank range. Says, here's a 50 cal for Azzer. And it's going to be a 4v. Well, now
that's
a little
massive.
bit better. That's bomb too.
And then he's going to drop the smoke as well, block off Liaz. Liaz looking to force the issue, doesn't actually keep it going though, and that's going to give 1962 an UMP recovered here, and the opportunity after eating that nade to hopefully find even one more frag.
Yo, that was close. Liaz had the MAC-10, just ran out of ammo as he lined up 1962. Plenty of time on board, and here comes the flank from Max. I don't know how effective this is going to be. He needs the absolute element of surprise, and he's been smoked off his angle. Bomb has been recovered, and Isurus have really been playing this round one at a time, it looks like. Individual effort plays. 1962 realizing that he has no effort there with a UMP at that range, goes to his sidearm and just falls off.
Yeah, Max is smoked off on this catwalk, not really finding an angle, not being able to spot JKS here. He should be taken down, being on 14 HP, or he's just going to get out of dodge, save that MP9. We'll see those SMGs get saved and being brought into next round, and that's where Isurus will try and make a little bit of cash, maybe even try and pull off the win. Max actually trades the MP9 up for a scout.
Yeah, I was just free camming around the map. I was like, where are these weapons that are floating around? There should be 2 of the Renegades weapons that are hanging around, and whether those are going to be SMGs or an AK. I feel like there should have been one more AK out there sitting.
Are they going to check this?
Oh, wow, that caught 1962 off guard. He actually had tracked him perfectly flying through the air, but he stopped and landed on top of barrels, and that tracking continued on that parabolic arc. So Renegades end up securing their second win on that one, and this should be a little bit of an easier task against Isurus. Just that scout saved.
Okay. Let's see where Noxe is going to take this scout to begin the round. I imagine he's going to try and get something going. Maybe they're going to go ahead for that mid-smoke and then boost above it. We saw them do that yesterday against MIBR, and Noxe actually came out huge through that boost. But it does look like this round he's going to be looking towards the fast cat, maybe getting some early damage done, maybe even getting an early scout headshot kill.
Sitting in cat now, he's got a smoke. He's thinking about working on that Xbox smoke, at least hanging on the edge of it. Hits Jacob, but it's your casual scout shot through chest armor, so it's not lethal at this point, but the flashbangs are lethal. Good shot right there from Myron, and Noxe doing as much damage as they can. But still, though, with that mad presence in mid-doors, they end up losing that trade, but that's not something you really anticipate winning throughout. So Myron's last man up. There are a couple weapons out there in mid for him to be able to pick up, and now a gift. Nice double tap headshot against Smooya with the USP. That's pretty satisfying.
Yeah, very nice kill there coming out from Myron, being able to take that AK down. Renegades, though, really successful few rounds there. They've been able to build up quite a bit of cash, Dallas. Not the greatest amount, obviously, but still enough that if they do fall in this round, they should get themselves another buy, maybe a force buy. But Isurus now will be spending every last dollar that they had saved in efforts to get themselves involved in this round. And it does look like Myron's going to have the op this time around and not Noxie.
Interesting. He's in mid. Aggressive. Well, now he starts to fall back. He was getting a little closer to that door, that default smoke that the CTs use and have to expend really to get over to the B site. He was hanging out on the edge of that one. Instead, he'll go up and defend side by side with Max up here. So that's your B site defense. Otherwise, everybody towards A is isolated. Reversive is setting up a pop flash with Noxie, and then your solo player 1962 out towards long A.
It does look like Renegades will be favoring this catwalk to begin the round. You were mentioning that pot flash being set up here. And I do imagine Reversive will be throwing this momentarily. Here it comes. Can Noxie pick anything up? Oh, he gets taken down. And Reversive now quite a bit of damage done to him as well as Renegades push out catwalk exceptionally quick.
Oh, and that bomb gets picked up. Jacob actually catches it midair before it falls off into CT. And it will be planted. Isurus now have to decide. They want to lick their wounds and try and save, and there are pawns in the battlefield for the Renegades to prevent a save.
Yeah, this
JKS
lurk
is way back in the B tunnels right now, and that does look to be the case. Isurus do not want to try and challenge this retake. They chill out. Max and Myron, though, they're eyes downrange looking over towards that A side. Now they go back into the B site, and it's JKS to round this corner shortly. Misses his first volley. He will back up. Him just remaining here in the
look
tunnels.
at this, though.
Yeah, 1962 will flank him, but I want to see the rest of the Renegades come to support JKS and try and trap these players and follow through with this, at least prevent of a save.
It does look like Renegades are going to send a couple people towards T-spawn, but because 1962 is playing on the other side of the ledge, he'll be able to save that M4. Renegades getting their 4th round off the back of Jacob, hitting some great shots towards that catwalk. It was a nice setup with Reversive and Noxie towards Cat to do the pop flash play, but it just comes out a split second too early, or sorry, too late. And at that point, Renegades have already swung on Cat. They're able to take down Noxie, and from that point on, Reversive being on low HP as well, Renegades just flood out that catwalk, get that plant down, and get themselves a 4th round.
So we've got Isurus that they collect themselves on the closure of that one, saving what weapons they can. They will get a full rifle round on this one as well. Jacob, oh man, he rounded that corner, and he looked at that corner where Noxie was, but instead, as he took a couple steps forward, decides that he needs to check and clear his left and right. But just as he does so, Noxie punishes him. And it's interesting that Myron is still on this primary op on Dust2.
Yeah, maybe Noxie just wasn't feeling it going into this map. Maybe his positioning and his money wasn't really providing him with the opportunity. But it does look like Renegades now will be heading out towards middle after taking cat control. Only 2 people on the site. Noxie making that initial contact. Azza's able to take him down. Now the final member on the B site, Max. He's going to fall. A great shot from Azza, and Renegades looking like they're about to move on to their 5th.
Another save for Isurus. So they're going to continue to try and stretch the dollar bill as far as it will possibly go.
Yeah.
But when does it break at that point? So Renegades continue to mount up rounds, and Isurus, if this is going to end up playing similarly to what it was on Mirage, is they were playing from behind the whole time. But at some point, they have to make the decision that even though we're outnumbered and we are outgunned and whatever, they need to make rounds happen.
Maybe if it was the A bomb site, Dallas, they would have gone for it in that situation. But once you lose that B bomb site, it is so tremendously hard to retake it.
They're going to challenge the double doors right now. Pop flash, so as it can get in, he gets that first kill and try and save as you might.
3K on the round for him.
Reversive and Myron are just going to hold on to what they got. So we were talking about, okay, why is Myron primary op on Dust2? The analysts before with Jason and Stunna had talked about, okay, well, there is a double op presence for Isurus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought Noxie would be your primary opera always and forever, but apparently that's not the case.
Yeah, it definitely feels like maybe just a little bit of economy woes early on for Noxie. Maybe even the fact that Noxie's positioning isn't providing him with much opportunity to get an op either, and Myron is in a more opportune spot to make that happen. But overall, I mean, when you're looking at Renegades right now, you're seeing them develop very slowly and then explode very quickly here. This was a great pop flash. It didn't work, but Azza hitting some great shots, able to take down 1962 on the save. But yeah, so like I was mentioning, you were saying the fact that they're eventually going to need to go for it. And I think that they would have gone for that round if it was towards that A bomb site, but because B is such a hard site to retake, it just becomes too much pressure, too difficult for them to actually force the issue.
Oh man, JKS sprinting out the long doors right now. He's actually been very muted in this map so far, but clears his eyesight, gets 2 kills.
Wow.
That is beautiful work, especially after how difficult it was to get 1962 to start that. He was so blinded at that point. So man advantage for Renegades, and they continue to employ this idea of the lurk. Jacob, though, does not win the fight against Myron. Suddenly things have turned on their heads in favor of Isurus.
That's a massive kill that Myron's able to pick up, clearing out essentially all of middle now. It does look like Isurus have a great idea of where these last 2 terrorists are actually residing. As smokes come out for this long cross, we're going to see the Molotov land as well. And let's see if Liaz can actually keep his team in this one. The Molotov burning Myron now.
Wow.
And it's onto Noxe, who's got that AWP now.
Got him. Oh, and he lined up the shot. He had all day to catch that one against Nox. He was ducked in behind these boxes. Bomb will be planted, and again, the Renegades managed to dig themselves out of a hole somehow, leaving Max all alone. 1v2. We've seen clutches like this work out for them before. Nice shot. Great peek. Now Liaz is on site. Max is worrisome of where he could possibly be. There's the peek. Oh, but he ends up jumping. Touches his mouse wheel, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And ends up dying.
Ooh, that's a big blunder.
Yeah.
That's what we'll say right there.
They talked about the bad habits before the match started.
Is that one of them?
Is that one of them?
Yeah. That's a good question. Maybe we'll ask Max after this.
Yeah, you leave that finger on that mouse wheel.
Oh man, that's a brutal way to lose, because he did have the advantage. He did hit those first few shots. It did look like he was going to be able to take down Liaz, but then that jump gives Liaz the opportunity to finish him off. Nonetheless, though, Renegades up 6-0 as Isurus will be taking a timeout to kind of discuss how they want to approach this following round here, how they want to stop this Renegades train that just keeps on plowing through.
I mean, half of the rounds that have played out so far, Isurus have saved. So you have 3 save rounds for Isurus out of the 6 that have played out to completion so far. So they know that they're relatively close, and they're making the decision as the bomb is planted, okay, let's just collect ourselves and try again somewhere else, so in another round. So they are going to have to make that decision that we need to take some kind of retake. Isurus, though, is a team that even with some weak pistols, they can still do some serious damage, and the Renegades aren't out of the woods yet. Though if the Renegades do win this round healthy, they're into a really comfortable spot.
Looking at Renegades right now, they're going to take this round fairly slow, not having taken out long just yet. We're seeing the first person in Smuya heading out through those long A double doors. A little bit of contact was made as 1962 firing off that Deagle. Smuya able to take him down, but it does look like Renegades is just going to wait for the CTs to actually give them an overextension, maybe an easy kill.
Nice double molly for Carr. So yeah, Renegades are more than willing to use thousands of dollars in cash to make sure that they don't lose the bodies up front. Nice defensive position here from Azza. But he steps out a little bit too far. And that's a casualty that could have been prevented, but still at the end of the day, should be happy about that one. Reversive runs for this weapon. He's got it! What a sprint. JKS even knew what was happening.
There you go.
He threw the smoke, he threw the Molotov. He said the only way he's a threat here is if he picks up that weapon off the ground.
All right, Renegades up 7-0 as Isurus. This is the first time we're actually going to see that double op setup hit the field for them. As we're moving towards the end of this first half, this is what Isurus needs now to get back in this game. We were referencing this a lot. Jason was mentioning it on the desk earlier before this match started, going up against MIBR. The Argentinian side really found success from that double op setup. So now for Myron and Noxie to get that back in the field here, this is the opportunity for the CTs to get life under them.
And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is actually the way it played out. No, yes, it may have been the way it played out. If I'm not mistaken, MIBR actually started off really hot against Isurus on Dust2, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe it was the other map, but Isurus are cold to start, it seems.
I could be wrong. I could be mistaken, but I do believe it was Isurus that started off strong on both the maps, and then they fell flat on both maps. Exactly.
Well, I mean, either way, this is a tough spot, but usually the 7-0 is usually interrupted by a 7-1. This is the round to do it.
Definitely, yeah. If history is going to repeat itself, this will be Isurus' first round on the board here, unless Renegades have something to say about it. And it does look like Jacob's definitely got something to say about it, moving very quickly out these doors.
Yeah.
As Liaz moves up catwalk, Reversive is going to take him down, but Jacob takes down 1962 at the same time.
This is going to look like a mid to B now as well. You don't have the players in the position to boost, and again, Reversive gets caught with a grenade in hand just as it releases his fingertips, and suddenly things not looking too hot for Isurus. with a double op still in play right now, if a site is taken cleanly by the Renegades, you're going to be in another save spot for Isurus. They're not in any position for retake. Noxie's the only player with a kit. They have some utility to play with, but I mean, it really comes down to the next entry.
This is a great call coming up from Renegades now, moving back towards that B bomb site, realizing that they might have pulled over at least 2 rotations towards A or even middle, and they're going to only have Max to deal with in that B bomb site, and JKS takes him down very easily, turning it into a 3-on-2, and Myron outside with the op.
I don't know. I don't know about this peak, man.
I don't think he's going to go for it.
It's scary. He wants in. He's going in. He misses his shot. He's eating grenades. And now Noxie, he's jumped in as well. I thought they were just going to give up the ghost on this round with even 2 ops versus the 4 Renegades. Now Myron has no choice. Renegades having superior utility will really just pry off the site, and that's it. 1 op is saved on that one.
Now, I'm sure our viewers at home are wondering why Noxie charged through that window looking for the kill, but really, it was his Hail Mary moment where he said, okay, if they actually secure this B bomb site, we won't be able to retake it with the double ops. We've got them towards tunnel. We've got them towards car. Let me try and just get in there.
Fight now or never.
Yeah, find maybe an easy frag that's going to give Myron now an opportunity to peek through those doors again, and maybe something can happen. Unfortunately, though, Noxie moves into the site, misses his shot, and then gets easily taken down.
So with this save, Isurus are still saving 50% of the rounds.
Yeah.
They're deciding not to retake. And this is the 4th bomb detonation.
How many rounds saved, actually?
Wow. Well,
yeah,
it's
quite a few saves. Quite a few saves.
Four saves out of the 8 that have concluded right now. So 1 op in the next. It's not going to be pretty up behind this probably pistol armor to go alongside it. But it's not working. Something needs to change for Isurus.
Yeah, unfortunately for the CT side right now, we're seeing some mediocre play towards that catwalk. They're really not having too strong of a hold, so maybe giving up catwalk's the name of the game at this point. Maybe they want to play towards car, play the heavy long setup, or even do some of the aggression that we saw in B tunnels that they were so keen on doing in that match against MIBR yesterday.
Oh, JKS. He jumps out of this door, and in doing so, spots both players that were out there. He just sprints out, uses the air strafe in. Now he's got those first 2 opening kills, and this does leave Myron's op still the only real capable gun. He's got 2 CZs on his wings, and they will lead the charge through the mid doors. Spotting the first, actually, Max gets a 2-for-1 out there, but that is going to be an AK recovered. So regardless of the team kill, you've just increased your firepower.
Yeah, bomb will be going down now as Renegades will be moving on to their 9th round here momentarily. A great half coming up from Renegades, absolutely destroying Isurus thus far. Isurus now, I mean, 9-0 Dallas. They're on CT side. Yeah, it's a T-sided map. Yeah, the Ts can play a lot more freely, a lot more fast-paced, but you still got to be able to pick up a few rounds here if you want to be competitive going into the second.
I mean, sure, but at the same point, there's a difference in no matter what. Let's say Isurus actually do close out this half rather well, and let's say it's 10-5.
All right.
There's a big difference in starting a 10-5 half 0-10, and then getting those last 5 rounds, or between getting rounds scattered here and there, getting a streak of 2, and getting a streak of 3.
If they come alive and take that momentum, essentially.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'd rather have it the other way. I mean, mentally, it's so dangerous playing down 0-9, and to that theory previously stated in that situation would be 0-10 or something like that. It's mentally a dangerous game. Because right now, in the back of your head, you're just saying, warm up the bus.
Yeah, we're heading on home.
Yeah, I mean, the Isurus did lose yesterday as well, so losing 2-0 to Renegades would be almost a death sentence.
Yeah, remember, guys, this is for that final spot in Osatani. There's 2 spots up for grabs, Group A and Group B out of the North American side. So Isurus now, they need to win this if they even want to have a chance for that first place spot.
Yeah, and they would need the Renegades to lose tomorrow as well against MIBR. So it's not too pretty, but I'll keep hopes and dreams alive for them.
Okay, it does look like Isurus right now will be playing a fairly aggressive setup. We're going to see 1962 make his way in towards those long A doors. He's solo by himself, but that's a great position to be in, as Noxie now down to 10 HP, as Renegades more the same with this default. pressuring Cat early on, pushing off those CTs, looking for any easy kills towards middle, towards the catwalk, even long A. After not getting it, they're going to consolidate their efforts, and it does look like a Cat hit is what they're going to aim for.
So as opposed to what we saw Isurus' game plan in the first map, where they were just A, from the Renegade side, if you see a more veteran team like this with a deeper playbook, you can see the impact. Renegades have paid respect to both A and B a couple times here tonight. So Isurus have no indication of where the default lies. They have pushed 1962 into the double doors at long A, so he could be an early warning
They're going to do a mid to B split here.
That's one of the strongest strategies in the game.
Look, they've already got Azza into spawn here in Dallas, so sending out these players towards middle now is going to add even more strength to this reinforcement as Liaz does take down Myron. Max moving into closet is able to take down JKS, but it does look like the B site has been taken as Max does fall. We're going to see a 2-on-2 arise with Noxie and Reversive poised to retake this site.
We've seen a lot of situations where Isurus have actually won the opening fight, the opening entry where Isurus has a man advantage. They did it again. They had the man advantage here. Great shooting from Max, but now it's back to a 2v2. Two-pronged attack into a difficult site to crack open. If you win this first fight, you make it a 2-to-1 advantage for yourself, it's looking pretty. Though the first shots ring out, they are whiffs. Now Azza peeks out. He's going to get some assistance out there as well because Liaz was swinging wide too. So they were just going to try and take this in a 2-to-1. They knew they had a player outside of the window, so just fight fast as you can against that first player. And Renegades stack up again, 10-0.
Really a great strat coming up from Renegades. That's the first time they've actually used that strat in this half, so you can see the way Isurus were set up. They weren't expecting a mid to B split, especially not a mid to B split where they've already got CT anchored essentially. By getting Azza into that spawn, any rotations trying to head over to that B bomb site are going to be completely nullified, and because of that, Renegades are able to contest that B site, not have too much worry. Yeah, there were some great shots going down from Isurus that turn it into a 2v2, but like I mentioned earlier in this first half, once you take that B bomb site, it becomes so hard for the CTs to retake it.
So again, the double op rears its head for Isurus. They have not found success anywhere. They are getting creative. Noxie on the boost. Doesn't want to stay there too long. You could see he rushed the shot because he knew he was vulnerable. If anybody had come down mid quickly, could swing around him on that mid catwalk side and take those kills easily. So they back off after even spotting a player in those lower tunnels. No fruit has been bared for Isurus. Noxie sitting up here, pokes out, but is greeted by 3 players, and one of the 2 ops is now laid low.
That was very interesting there. Noxie actually tucked himself in, looking to repeak after the flashbang came out for Catwalk, but because Smooya already had such an advantageous spot there on that cat corner, Noxie gets taken down very easily.
Well, there's a good flash. This is an interesting push. Reversive's trying to get really... Oh my goodness! I've never seen a better flashbang. It lands between his eyes and then pops. That is a full flash if I've ever seen one. Myron and Max outnumbered 4-2. And this is the choice I was talking about before. You can't really think about saving. You have to go for crazy retakes.
Yeah.
You're playing from so far behind. Now that you're starting to take damage, maybe that'll
There's the Molotov
out. Yeah, and they've got 3 smokes to back that up, too.
Exactly. There's no chance for Isurus there to even retake it. Maybe if they got that first kill, but now as they're even trying to save, we have Azza taking them down outside of long as Smooya comes in and takes down Meyer. Now that's the AWP gone off the field. The money on the CT side isn't looking too pretty either. With 2 players under that 4K mark, this force buy is going to be too strong for them.
I mean, in the interviews before the match, the Renegades were saying, you know, we played really scared Counter-Strike when we were playing down in Australia. And right now it looks like Isurus is playing scared Counter-Strike. I mean, they're not playing retakes. They're trying to save. Even with that failed attempted save in the last round, still Isurus have saved 6 out of the 11 that have played out. And they tried to save for a 7th.
It's a testament to the way Renegades is securing these bomb sites, right? They're getting in, they're not giving Isurus any room to even it up or get that entry kill that says, okay, we can go for this. It's a great T-side play from the Australian team.
Yeah, they're really just making them play into their own heads. Like, okay, we have to save. Now Isurus are really accustomed to the save right now. It's their tradition on this map. So we have seen some aggression both A and now towards the B site. 1962 has poked into the upper tunnels. JKS is ever vigilant, holding the angle, wins the fight. That actually might persuade the Renegades to turn back towards the B site. They do have 4 players out.
They're about to get another kill on Myron right now. As he gets Molotov'd out, he's going to have to wide swing. Nobody's actually watching this as Smooya Not paying attention to that area. He was looking at top
exit.
A. Oh my goodness.
Free exit.
Got to imagine Myron was like, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm still alive.
Nobody shot me?
All right.
Well, that B site has been reinforced with Noxy. He's chilling at the car right now. That position has done well for Isurus. I think last time it was Max that was there. And yes, that first kill has persuaded the Renegades to strike the B site, but they've waited so long to do this. Now it's a 2-2 stack up for the Isurus' defense. Myron has joined in force here with Noxy. Not the best of weapons. It's a UMP. Ooh. Oh, and he just evacuates. I think a Molotov was thrown at car just at this moment. I heard it burst open. Noxy gets the first. It's difficult as they swing in. Now JKS has 2 angles to worry about. He gets in and he gets laid out. This could be the round for Isurus. We've talked about it. There's 10 seconds left. There's no chance to win the round. Smooya could expend this gun and look for a couple kills here, but handing over this op could be dangerous.
They are going to be able to recover the op, but I like this strategy out of Renegades there. They're able to get the first pick on the round on that aggression towards that B tunnels. You saw JKS pick up that kill, but then they slow down the round. They get a couple players into the big pit area, and then they move 3 members over towards that B bomb site while we see a little bit of a fake towards that A bomb site. And what that does is it actually pulls out Myron for a brief moment out of that B bomb site, giving the opportunity for Renegades to just fight a 1-on-1 or 3-on-1 against Noxy.
Well, when you're back at that car spot, it's difficult to double peek that. I mean, if you want to double peek it,
it's going to be an isolated thing.
Yeah, it's a very isolated thing. So we have seen Max did well at the car before that time. Noxy does well at the car. And Renegades, though, they just say, you know what, it is a matter of time. We don't need perfection here. We'll just go into the bank accounts, and they don't even have to worry about digging into the 401k or the Roth IRA. No penalties for them. They'll just rebuy their rifles and go swinging right back into it.
Or the Canadian pension plan.
Is that what that is up there?
Yeah, we call it CPP.
It's very close to CCCP.
All right.
It sounds very red up there in Canada.
Hey, man. All right, well, looking at the round right now, Noxy with that AWP by top A, Dallas. This is what we were talking about, the fact that Noxy's op is just so impactful for the side of Isurus right now. Let's see if he's able to actually get something going, and there it is, a first kill onto Jacob.
Oh, Noxy's blind, and he burns a bit, and it's going to obscure his vision a bit, but nice flick, looking for the next one. Azov picks up the kill, and again, the Renegades will play from a little bit behind. A missed shot from Smooya, trying to get real small up there on Catwalk. It's going to be up to the riflers, and really just Azov. 1v2 as they started to wrap the corner on him. JKS is really far away from this fight, and they know it. JKS was playing lurk, and he did get a kill out there. So they'll just hold on to this bomb. They'll get that kill. Almost no chance for JKS because they had a smoke and they had a couple flashbangs and an op to stare down that angle. So tough spot. Isurus, though, getting it done late in the day. You know, better late than never.
I mean, a couple rounds on CT side still isn't enough to me to actually say that, all right, they're going to have a fighting chance as we switch up halves.
Right.
But if Renegades now fall in these last 2 rounds, Isurus moving on to their T side, have the opportunity to take that pistol round, maybe the first gun round, and work themselves back into this game. But they're going to need to finish out this half at an 11-4 scoreline, which to me seems like a little bit of a pipe dream considering the momentum that Renegades has.
It seems and feels very similar to the first match.
There's Noxy.
Isurus are just a late-breaking horse. I mean, they were late-breaking in Mirage, and remember they closed out the half winning the last 2 or 3 rounds or something like that. But yeah, you still got a task ahead of you. It makes the pistol round in the second half so important to win.
Okay, once again, Renegades now moving towards Catwalk, peeking out towards middle. More the same that they've been running on this default throughout this first half. Nothing really too special out of them as Azza now is looking towards Catwalk to actually get Liaz maybe out to start poking, to start prodding, maybe getting themselves a kill to even it up at a 4v4.
It's an interesting defense right now. Myron is at the car. I guess you could call him at car, but he's actually in the middle of the street right now. It's a really strong spot to hold Catwalk from, but he's really got the wall to fall back to, and that's it. So he would join forces with 1962 out behind him, and the flashbangs are enough to force him off angle. Molotovs are in there. I think they were, in fact, the Renegades Molotovs, they were happy and comfortable with just sprinting through anyways. Bomb will be planted for Catwalk, and look how many players you still got back on Cat.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want if you're on the Renegade side. There's good, strong Cat hold. Where's Liaz with that smoke grenade, though? Does look like he's playing in within that top A. He's actually going to smoke the corner of sight. What that does is it allows Smooya now to peek down towards spawn. and we're going to see a 2-2 retake. 2 members towards spawn, 2 members towards long coming up into this site.
Smooya gets his teeth rattled from that concussion of the grenade.
Nice
Flashbangs in, too. They are dismantling the Renegades, even having a really good spot to defend from. Asa had 3 or 4 players to go against, even though the bomb was planted for him. Good luck with that one. Isurus, 3 rounds in a row for themselves.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need now to work their way back into this game. They're not out of dodge yet, as I still do believe that they're going to need that 4th round. But it was a great retake out of the CT side. They're realizing that, hey, Cat has been compromised. Let's not contest that area of the map. We have long, we have spawn. Let's push up and retake that way, and it works out tremendously for them. Only 1 person going down during that retake scenario, and they're going to come out with 3 members alive.
Okay. I had predicted that. Oh, wow.
Oh.
So, 1962 was so blind, it just jumped out. There's some fighting in the lower tunnels right now, too. Reversive can get help from above on Catwalk. Can he find the shot? It's, in fact, Myron. This is a very huggy round right now with how aggressive Isurus have played.
Oh.
And the grenade will finish off Jacob. He was so wounded. I think he was sub 10 HP, maybe even sub 5 HP. So it's Liaz and Smooya. I had predicted, I was like, well, what if there was a 10-0 start and then a 5-round streak for Isurus? Maybe it ends up being this 11-round streak with a 4 rounds behind him from Isurus. It looks like that might be the case.
Smooya might go down here right now, as it does look like we're going to see a boost coming up. Max gets taken down as he's trying to boost Myron in towards spawn, and now a Molotov's about to land at Nox's feet, but he's able to pull off the frag.
1v1 now, Myron with the AWP. Liaz backing off. He actually goes down to his pistol and wins the fight. So it is Isurus that close out the half. 4 rounds in a row. Late-breaking horse in the crazy theory that I had thought about of a 10-5 half with Isurus winning the last 5. You mentioned that they would have captured the momentum at that point.
Yeah.
Do they have that?
I think that they're starting to come to life. I think that they have the opportunity, but it's still a steep hill to climb here now.
Yeah, this pistol round could quite possibly be the nail in the coffin, though it is a T-sided map. We'll check it out, the second half, second map. Isurus versus Renegades. Be right back.
On my own, when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is first sight. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. We are into the second half shortly, but let's take a look at what happened in the first half. In the first map, we had JKS that was popping off for the Renegades, really carrying the team to next levels. But now we see that it's more of a team effort. Really, the first 4 players have a kill differential of 4 at most. So Renegades are looking good. They have a 11-4 domination, but it is Isurus that currently hold the momentum, and they're going to take a fast run into this B site. JKS doing as much damage as he can. Jacob at range as well. Finishes off what Jacob started, and ouch. Ouch. Bomb has been dropped, and initially it looked so good for Isurus on that little bit of rush. They got that first kill, but yeah, the accuracy quickly in tow before Isurus were able to penetrate the B site and then fan out. They were still in that choke. It
really came down to Azza, who rolled in with those flashbangs onto the B bomb site, I do believe there. You saw the setup within the B site with, I do believe, JKS and Jacob. JKS makes that initial contact, gets taken down, but Jacob's in the back of the site, picking them off from afar, while Azza's rotating in with flashbangs, just flashing off the tees to get himself involved in the play, and it's a fairly easy round from Renegades from that point on.
Isurus did run over towards the B tunnels quickly, but without the 2 additional players being Max and Noxy, having Noxy that was still T-spawn trying to pick up a shot, they weren't really going to commit to any kind of B rush and run headlong in there. Jacob, though, is just over here along the fence line, and he may have just heard a player jump. So this deep smoke is indicating that Isurus are going to try and take the B site. Nice shot from Jacob, but he doesn't anticipate that Reversive is out there. Great flash, though, from JKS, extending his teammate's life. 2v3. Isurus really want to get a bomb plant right now, and it does look like they'll be welcomed to it.
That was great out of Azza there, just staying on top of that Freakazoid boost box towards the CT spawn, able to do quite a bit of damage to Nox. It doesn't pick up the kill, but it does seem like Renegades will be in a good retake position here for this round.
And Noxy's about to take an aggressive jump out here. Oh, but he eats his own teammate's flash. So that little potential is soon faded. Flashbang's coming right back at him instead. Max cannot stand. A couple SMG kills for Liaz to retake that B site. They secure the pistol. They secure the second round against the force buy. And now they can feel comfortable moving into the third round of the second half, quickly closing in on the 16 they need.
Okay, Isurus forced up in that round. They did get the plant down, however, so they have an opportunity to buy up into this round, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing here, Dallas. We're going to see 3 Galils hit the field. Noxe might be picking up an AK as he's sitting on 3.9. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to grab. Reversive now with a Galil as well here, so a very nice buy coming out from the Isurus side to actually keep them competitive in this round.
I mean, this could be a surprise buy for the Renegades. They might anticipate Isurus just bowing on this. And yeah, JKS peeks into mid and is greeted by an AK. That's going to sting. So you're going to see the stance from Renegades probably shift a bit. You're not going to have these aggressive moves. And you did see initially Liaz, who was at pit, has now walked his way back to the corner, holding the angle. Oh, he mows down 3, all headshots. Oh, great. Thanks for the flash, dude. That falls, and so does the bomb. And a Molotov is going to make sure that Myron can't actually retreat from this position for quite some time. They're going to hem him in, and Myron's going to need to make an absolute Goliath effort standing alone.
Yeah, I mean, Isurus there, they forced the smoke at the long tunnels there, and that was the really big issue for them, as really they had no idea what they were running into. Renegades playing a fairly passive long hold, able to just spray down those doors. I think Isurus were counting on somebody being a little bit closer for that flash, but right here, right off the bat, you're going to see that come out, and I mean, it's a fairly easy round there for Renegades to clean up on.
Yeah, and now they're actually eclipsing their opponents so much so they have the pistol armor comes in for Isurus. So they're really just going for rounds right now. They need to make some magic happen, and they know it has to happen right now. So they continue to try and gamble these. Spraying through. JKS gets 3 this time. No headshots, though. And the round quickly devolves into chaos for Isurus. Very organized for Renegades now as they shift their defense. Azza is looking to catch off Reversive. That's actually Bomb that's through the doors right now. So Noxy and Reversive actually have to bang their head against the wall just to get through here and recover the bomb. No chance. Perfect round for Renegades.
Yeah, JKS with a nice little 4K there. 3 of those kills coming through that smoke, just spraying down those T's, trying to force their way out towards that middle area. And right now, Isurus at a 15-4 scoreline find themselves on the brink of a map 2 loss to Renegades here, and the match series essentially.
Yeah, it is absolutely so. So there's Isurus have just continued to buy in the past handful of rounds, and they have one of the best look that they've had so far.
Would you say, unfortunately, it's not in sync?
They need some Backstreet Boys here.
Okay.
It's Renegades are there's no chance, I would say, for Isurus to manage 11 rounds in a row. In the first map, it was, what, 9 rounds in a row that they needed to win to send it into overtime. So it's a matter of time, it looks like, but maybe Isurus can make this a competitive game one way or the other, but Renegades won't be sweating until Isurus hit 10 or 11 rounds.
Exactly. Plenty of rounds for Renegades to play with here, as it does look like Isurus will be heading towards Catwalk, catching quite a bit of damage in the process now, as Myron's down to 37, Noxay on 53. Does look like the T's will be favoring a little bit of a Cat presence, looking to boost above this smoke here. As Azza gets himself towards Goose, we're actually not going to see Isurus catching any easy frags.
Yeah, nobody's peeking right now. The grenades so far have done approximately 120 damage to Isurus' side so far, and that's a series of 3 grenades that came out. Azza's going to find the first. That was a wounded Myron, and now he's just going to continue to mop him up. So far, we've seen these Augs just manage to capitalize on the first 3 entries. Make it a 4th. Azza might close out this game with the ace. He jumps up on top of the boards, can't finish the job. And reverse it, trying to close out a 1v5, has made it a 1v3 right now, and Renegades are thirsty for this, but they will actually be able to quench their thirst. 16-4 on Dust2. Renegades are hydrated, man.
Yeah, has a phenomenal performance from him on this map too, on D2. In fact, 21-10 is what he's going to end it with, as Renegades absolutely